Give me a minute, and I want to talk about boomerang diplomacy. Now, I don't know that... maybe I should Google it first, huh? Okay, so I am not the first person to use this term. And it looks like it's got a storied history with a lot of different meanings. But for our purposes here, when I say boomerang diplomacy, I'm talking about the practical outcome of everything that the Muscovites do. When we look at what the stated mission here was, we see one goal and precisely the opposite objective obtained. What was the big deal with NATO expansionism? No more NATO expansionism, right? We don't want NATO on our borders. Now you got Finland and Sweden in NATO. What is it? It's an extra 850 miles, something like that. Maybe 1,000. I always get the kilometers confused. But it's a big-ass addition in exactly what you said you didn't want. The other thing, one of the other things that they said they didn't want, or that they wanted, was the demilitarization of the good guys, right? Make sure that the folks in Kyiv can't defend themselves. And they've gotten exactly the opposite. Not only is this country better armed than it's ever been, or will ever be, likely, they're demilitarizing themselves. And here's the evidence. This is a Russian base somewhere along the Finnish border, and 80% of the troops and equipment have been withdrawn from it. And this is the case for every defensive installation and post along the Finnish border. Now, if the real threat was NATO, why would you demilitarize yourself along that border with the big threat? It's because you know that they were never a threat. It's a defensive organization. They're not coming for you. They're there to defend the world from you. And the practical upshot, the boomerang diplomacy of the gremlins, is that they're demilitarizing themselves, and we see it all up and down the Finnish border. Every one of these border posts is now estimated to be depleted at least 80% of its personnel and its equipment. You may notice this young woman here. Women were never allowed in the Border Patrol before. Now they're recruiting women to fill these spots. That only goes to show you how desperate the regime is to hang on, and that it knew all along that it was the threat, not the guys in the defensive alliance. It's nonsense of the first order. I want to send a big thank you out to Mr. Natural, who is the sponsor of this video. Mr. Natural, thank you so much for all you do. Your support is greatly appreciated. If you'd like a video sponsorship every month like Mr. Natural has, just join the Patreon at the Dobrovicher level or higher. Thanks.